In this video, I'm going to show you the reason why 99% of people just simply can't seem to succeed in whatever it is that they are trying to do. Whether they are trying to become a freelancer and make money online through that, whether they are trying to build a creative agency, become a YouTuber, build a coaching or consulting business, or really anything in life, even if it's like learning video editing. This is why most people don't get there. And I learned this concept a few years ago from a man called Sam Ovens. And when I learned this really kind of changed my life and changed my future trajectory. So hope you are going to find value in this. This is super interesting in my opinion. And this might just be the thing that you need to finally start, breaking through that wall that you have been facing in whatever it is you're trying to do. So look at this graph, right? I just put this together in Figma, and this is basically how your brain works. This is how the human mind works, right? You have time on the bottom, and you have effect on the right time, and you have memory on the left side and actions on the left side, right? So basically what this means is here on the left side, when you start taking an action, whether that be, buying a program, for example, learning a new skill, starting to do outreach to get your first couple of clients, putting in all the work and the effort, right? Your memory of that is very strong. You are able to vividly remember what you just did. But the thing is, the effects of that action don't happen until, some time, right? Whether that be a couple months, it might even be a couple years. Basically, the things you do right now are not going to get you like instant results. It's not going to give you instant feedback. And this graph right here is the reason why most people don't get where they want, because, they start taking this action right here. They are doing the work itself, but they are not seeing any results from it immediately, so they get discouraged and they give up after a couple of weeks. And I see this happening all the time when someone wants to start an online business, any kind of business really, or just learn something new, become good at something. They start it and they are doing all these, actions, they are putting in all this work, and they are not getting the results that they want. So that is like basically messing with your head, because we as people operate based on feedback, right? Like we take an action, we get feedback from it, and then we adjust our actions based on that. So if you want to start a creative agency or get clients as a creative, and you start doing this outreach that you heard from other people that you should be doing, you're putting in this work for a couple days and you don't see any results from it, so the feedback must be that it doesn't work. Like that's how your brain interprets it. But the thing is, it just takes time for things to happen over time, right? So for example, just so you understand this, like this month I made the most amount of money I ever made in my life in a month, most amount of profit, right? And does that mean that I have worked the hardest I have ever worked in my life and I did anything better than in the previous months? No, absolutely not. In fact, it might be like quite the opposite. In this month, I didn't work as much as last month or the month before or the month before that. So this great month for me in business is just a result of, first of all the years leading up to this point of me just learning new stuff, doing things, trying things out, learning these skill sets. And also me working really hard in January, February, putting together an amazing product, building some solid foundations for the things I'm doing right now. And yeah, I'm basically just reaping the rewards from the previous month's worth of work. But most people don't seem to understand this. And for that reason, they start doing something, they do it for a week maybe, but most people can't even do something for an hour focused. And then, they don't see any results from it. They don't see the Lambo in their garage yet. And so they just give up. And this is very sad because, again, if most of us could just really like ingrain this concept in our head, then as long as you don't give up and as long as you keep doing the things, then you're eventually going to get there. Trust me, I've seen it over and over and over again. As long as you keep improving, as long as you keep doing the things, you will get it. So I wrote down a couple notes, but I really want you to like take a look at this little graphic and ingrain this in your brain and understand this, that the actions you take right now are not going to get you the results immediately, but like the thing is, when you actually start seeing the results from those actions maybe months down the road, your memory fades about the action. So you're like, also, it's also easy to fall into this trap. Like once you see results from work that you put in the past, it's easy to think you're doing something amazing now, or that you are on top of your game when you might not even be doing anything. So you gotta make sure, like, first of all, you understand that actions you take now are not going to get you the results immediately. It takes time. But when the actions do kick in and you do start seeing results, remember that that is not from what you are doing right now. It's from, previous months of work and like years before. So you don't want to get complacent either and think that you are doing everything correctly. You gotta keep improving. Otherwise, if you stop doing the things that got you there in the first place, you are going to lose your position. As a summary, again, whatever action you take now won't get massive results instantly. Results and effects take time, and your current circumstance is basically just the results of what you did in the past. So for most people, wherever you are in life right now, whether that be your physical state, your mental state, whether that be your relationships, your money, all these things are pretty much like wherever you are there, it's pretty much where you deserve to be, because your actions up until this point led you to where you are. And even me right now, like when I wish I was further in one area, I look at my actions leading up to this point and I realize I'm exactly where I deserve to be in this world. I'm exactly where I deserve to be in the universe. And sure, don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound ignorant, and I know everybody doesn't start off with the same starting points, but over time, if you look at things at a long enough time horizon, you do get to control where you are in life and your own destiny. And even if you couldn't, that belief wouldn't serve you in the long term. It wouldn't make your life easier, right? So I think it's just best to believe this, whether it's true or not. But I personally believe this is true for most people. Again, most people start, they are motivated, they buy a program, they start doing outreach, and they give up after a few days or few weeks of not seeing results. Now, very few amount of people keep at it for months, and those are the success stories. Those are the people that actually see results with whatever it is that they are doing. Results are not going to come from efforts in different areas now, but they will come eventually, because the law of cause and effect is coded into the universe, right? Like pretty much everything is cause and effect. It's like action equals a result. But the only thing is the result is delayed, and most people can't seem to understand this. Our minds and most people, we optimize based on feedback, but the feedback is delayed. So you want to make sure you are not making wrong assumptions or drawing wrong conclusions or false conclusions just because you haven't seen the result of the certain work you put in yet. What you want to do is you want to think where you want to be, like imagine it very vividly and write it down on paper. Be very clear about where you want to be in a certain area of your life, and then you want to reverse engineer how to actually get there. What is the cause and effect needed to happen to actually get that result? And then you want to execute regardless of the current feedback you are getting from it. Don't be short-sighted, right? Most people are short-sighted, but you need to realize that the world is for long-term thinkers, but at the same time, that you shouldn't use that as an excuse not to execute daily on the tasks you need to do. You want to create a vision for your life in whatever area it is, and then reverse engineer how you can actually get there. And on the daily, you want to execute on that plan, very, very religiously, and you need to be very disciplined with it. So I know that this is basic, right? Like this concept is not some mind-boggling thing when you actually think it through, but at the same time, common sense is not common practice. So if you can understand this and truly understand it and make it part of your belief system, then that will make it so much easier for you to stick through whatever it is you're doing when it gets hard and when you feel like you're not making progress. Like even with me, if I just look at my YouTube channel, I think that's a great example. I have been making videos for years and years and years and only getting 50, 100 views on those videos. But I knew that I was building up those skill sets needed and I was planting the foundation. If If I didn't do that for years and years before, I couldn't be in the position where I am right now. I couldn't talk to the camera like this. I wouldn't have all this information and knowledge to share. I couldn't help people the way I do, right? Like all these things that you are doing now, you might not see any results from it. You might see 0 months even, right? Where you make 0 income from the certain venture you're doing. But that doesn't mean that nothing is happening, right? Like, it means you are just building the foundation and you will see results down the road. So I hope this was valuable for you, and I hope you really take this home, and I hope this can help you. And yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this, breaking down some concepts, some mindset stuff, let me know, and I will make sure to make some more videos like this. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.